Hello everybody, this is your boy the Almighty Green Talent bringing you a video, and this video pertains to this general manager right here, Joe Golden, and also pertains to the owner, John Mara. But before I get into this video, don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe to this video, and don't forget to hit the notification bell on top of my channel so when I make these great videos come from me to you and you'll enjoy and pleasure. So then go ahead and jump right into it. Alright, now this guy here, Joe Golden, this guy is the general manager of the New York Giants. Now, if you guys remember, we can go forward back in 2 years before the release of Saquon Barkley, or better yet, the not signing of Saquon Barkley. The New York Giants were stupid enough to give Daniel Jones a very, very expensive contract. I think the contract was 4 years, $160 million. I think that's what it was. But when they gave him the contract, they franchise tagged Saquon Barkley, and the franchise tag at the time might have been like 4 or 5 million, somewhere longer been there. He was franchise tagged. So many people started to question the management of Joe Golden, but not the general manager. I'm gonna get to the owner later in this video. But I'm talking about this guy solely because the fact is, now the question is for the New York Giants, did they hire the right general manager? I'm gonna say no, because number one, you should not have franchise tagged Saquon Barkley. He should never have been franchise tagged. If anybody that you give the money to, you give the money to the guy who came before Daniel Jones. So I don't know what the Giants were thinking about at the time, but why would you give Daniel Jones a $160 million contract and then you're gonna franchise tag your running back? So that was the question mark in that area as far as contracts and persons have been there longer than most. Now Saquon Barkley been there like 2 years before Jones even got there. 2 years. Saquon Barkley has already played out the 5th year option of his deal. So the Giant franchise tagged Saquon Barkley and gave him a $5 or $6 million contract over 1 year. That was a franchise tender. Okay, Saquon Barkley had the thought that maybe if I sign a franchise tender, they'll give me a longer deal. They did not. 2023 was the last year he played for the New York Giants. The Giants decided not to give him a long-term deal that he sought after. Now, the rumor going around saying that the Giants offered him a deal, that was a lie. There's a video on this dude right here stating that he talked to Saquon Barkley on the phone, and he told Saquon Barkley that he can explore the options of a new contract. Hold on just a minute. That he can explore the contract of a new team. Now, the teams that were interested in Saquon Barkley was the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys, who did not have the money to sign either or running back or Baltimore Ravens. The Giants wanted Saquon Barkley to go to Baltimore before he went to an NFC East rival. Now, need I mind you, there's a video of this idiot talking to Saquon Barkley and his agent about him exploring the opportunities elsewhere, which he did. But then there's a video stating that John Mara, who I'm trying to get into now, John Mara, this guy right here, he probably one of the greatest. He probably a better owner than I anticipate. This is a guy who had won 2 Super Bowls with the New York Giants from a previous regime. 2 Super Bowls now, and they had a general manager, but they fired a GM, I think 3 or 4 years ago before this guy came. This guy is in his 2nd year as general manager of the New York Giants. Now, there's a big question mark about this guy, but not the owner. Because if you guys remember, the owner was on the video saying that if he would hate him, he would hate for Saquon to go to the Philadelphia Eagles or any NFC East team. because he knew if you go to any of those teams, 9 times out of 10, he was going to pay back what was due to him. The money the Eagles offered him was the money that he wanted. He wanted between 35 to 40 million. The Eagles gave him a $37.5 million contract over 3 years, and I think it's a 1-year option after that, I believe. And he proven to be worth the money than we all anticipated. There were question marks about him signing a new deal, and the Eagles. Why would the Eagles want to bring in a running back and pay him that kind of money? And you got running backs on your roster. Now you got to remind the running backs on our roster are not equivalent to Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley is a legitimate home run hitter. The guy has a 22.5 mile per hour speed. He has the speed to break tackles, and he has the speed to get upfield in a hurry. That's Saquon Barkley for you. And this guy, John Mara, I got a lot of respect for this guy because he is the only man who showed a lot of compassion to Saquon Barkley when he left. He didn't want Saquon Barkley to leave. He didn't want him to leave. He wanted him to be a New York Giant forever. And I'm sure Saquon Barkley wanted that same ideal. He wanted to be with the field. He wanted to be with New York Giants. He had no intention of being a Philadelphia Eagles. He wanted to be a Giant for life. But when you got a general manager who do not want to pay the money that he asked for and ask him to explore options with another team, just go to show what kind of GM that you have. Now, the question is this guy job safe after this year? I don't think so, because if the Giants don't make the playoffs or don't even have a winning record this year, not only would he be gone, but also the coach will also be gone. So Giants gonna rebuild it. They're gonna start all over again after the season comes to an end. I don't think the Giants are gonna fire the head coach and GM and during the season. They probably let them go when the season comes to an end or get somewhere close to the end, which means 2 or 3 games. Two or three games when the game is over, when the season's over with, or maybe when the season's completely done. We don't know how that's going to work. But this is sad. You got a GM who's coming in his second year. You franchise tag this man in 2023 and do not give him the contract that he sought after when the season comes to an end. Then you're going to call the agent and then talk to him and tell him that he's able to explore options somewhere else. He did what he had to do. Like I said, Baltimore, Dallas, and the Eagles were the only 3 teams that were interested in him at the time. Baltimore could have paid him the money. Cowboys, no, because they were tied up with their situation with Prescott and other players on their team. But the Eagles, on the other team, had the money to do it, and they did it. They signed him to a 3-year deal, and he's been worth every penny to this point. He is now second in the NFL in rushing, right behind the guy, right behind Baltimore Ravens running back, right behind at first. Saquon was the lead. Now, the last couple of games Saquon has had, he had rushed under 50 yards. So that's one reason why he dropped second place. But overall, when you let good players go, they'll come back and bite you in the ass. And that's what happened to New York Giants yesterday. 28-3 beatdown. Saquon had 176 rushing, 1 score, and he also had, I think he had 1 receiving, I believe. I think he had 1 receiving. So, I mean, this man is a good man. John Maris is a good owner. He one of the better owners in the league. Like I said, the guy had 2 Super Bowls to his credit. 2 rings. And this dude had yet to sniff a ring. But how can you let one player go when you now here's the other thing too. The Giants got themselves a wide receiver, Malik Nabers. Malik Nabers has proven to be a legitimate number 1 receiver. Now imagine if they have had Saquon Barkley and that guy on the field. The Giants will probably be in better shape than what they are now. You know what I'm saying? And the Eagles will probably be a mediocre team at best without Saquon Barkley, so it didn't go to show the switcheroo of the two. If they have had Saquon Barkley, the Giants will probably be 4-1, maybe 5-1 at least, because you got Saquon Barkley to attract their attention and had less attention on Malik Nabers. Now the Malik Nabers is commanding a lot of attention. Teams are going to double that dude because they know that Jones ain't gonna about to throw the ball to the Malik Nabers. So that's why James is going to have a losing season this season. I expect them to be the bottom dwellers this year. I really expect it. You know what I'm saying? It's just that the thing is, when you let good players go, especially a homegrown player like Saquon Barkley to the New York Giants, that's sad. That's really, really sad. Now, the question mark of Daniel Jones is still biting him in the ass. It's still biting him in the ass. And that is so sad that the Giants let a player like Saquon get away. And the Giants the Eagles gonna be good for it. The Giants, on the other hand, it's gonna bite the bullet. It's gonna bite the bullet from the gun that shot him. So it's just one of those particular days for him. But overall, this man, John Mara, this guy has compassion for the New York Giants. And he's really, really upset that Saquon Barkley has left. And it ain't just him too. The other dude, wasn't that Xavier McKinley, the safety? He with I think Tennessee or Baltimore. He was one of those teams. I know. Let Xavier McKinley go, the safety. Then you let Saquon Barkley go. Your two your player on offense and your player on defense. 2 building blocks. You let 2 building blocks go. So that just really, really bad for the New York Giants. But this guy here, John Mara, he gets my utmost respect because this guy has, like I said, he has compassion for the New York Giants, and he was really, really upset and sad when Saquon Barkley left. He really was, and so you really, really, really can't. You too. So you really, really can't say anything bad about the ownership. It's the office people, the front office people you really got questions about, because that guy, what's his name, John Smolden? What's his name, John? Yeah, Joe Golden. Joe Golden is probably a very bad general manager. He really is, because see, even though you got Malik Nabers, a legitimate number 1 threat at wide receiver, that guy gonna be good in years to come. He's a first round pick. He's gonna be years to come. I really feel bad that he had that concussion. He went through 2 weeks before he played his week against the Philadelphia, because he got hurt in week 3. Week 3, 4, 5. No, 3, 4. He got hurt in week 4. He just came back in this game, week 7. 5, 6 concussion protocols. It takes 2 weeks so to get over, and depending on how bad the concussion is. So he was on 2 weeks with the concussion. He probably. I think Malik got about 400 or 500 yards receiving so far. I think he's on pace for 800 or 900 yards for the New York Giants. But it depends on who can give him the ball, because Daniel Jones can't give him the ball. But Daniel Jones lost. Also, they lost their they also lost their blind side right tackle too, Andrew Sumner, who's a Pro Bowl, who's a 2-time Pro Bowl, 2-time All-Pro left tackle. Right tackle. Yeah, left tackle, first round pick by them many years ago. They lost him, and so that's one reason why the Giants were sitting ducks yesterday against the Philadelphia Eagles pass rush. So when you lose guys like that, man, it hurts your franchise. And Saquon Barkley and Xavier McKinley were 2 guys that should never have left in the first place. Because Xavier McKinley is a building block, but they do have Dexter McLaurin. They do have Dexter McLaurin, who's a legitimate defensive tackle. The guy got 9 sacks already. He had 8 sacks. He had 7 sacks coming into the Philadelphia Eagles game, but he got 2 sacks on Hurts, and he had 9 sacks. He's on pace for a 12 or 13 sack season. He's already a Pro Bowler. He going to the Pro Bowl again this year after this year's come to an end. And then the other Thibodeaux, the left, the right defensive end got hurt, and they had another guy in the middle got hurt. So the Giants had 3 players on defense that was hurt. They had 3 players. So they're back to full strength when one of them guys get back. But overall, because when we play the Giants coming up, majority of them guys I just mentioned will be back when the Eagles do play them in Philadelphia. So so the next matchup gonna be even more hell than it was the first time. So, but overall, man, John Mara is a good coach. I mean, he's a good owner. He gets my utmost respect. It's Joe Schoen who was a question mark at general manager. It won't surprise me none if the Giants have a losing season this year. He's out before the season comes to an end, or he will be fired after the season. We see what goes on there. But that's what I want to talk about, guys, about John Mara and Joe Schoen. Those are, one guy is good at heart, and one guy don't know what the fuck he doing when he let Saquon Barkley and Xavier McKinney go via free agency. This is your boy, the Almighty Green Talent, y'all, bringing you some news about what's going on the inside of the New York Giants. This is my thought indication of what's going on in New York Giants front office. But when you lose a guy like Saquon and, like I said, Xavier McKinney, you get the question. The owner, not ownership, but you get to question the front office, and the front office is right now is in question according to what I read on the net. They're in question now. So anyway, I'm out, guys. Enjoy your Monday. More videos to come between now and the weekend. I am out of here. Peace. Let's go.